Warning, warning, warning. The Federal Bureau of Investigation recently issued a warning to users of the Android smartphone operating system. It seems that recently a couple of pieces of malware have been gaining popularity and being used more widely on those types of systems, unfortunately. The Loozfan piece of malware is something that steals personal information such as credit card data, social security numbers, or things along those lines. And FinFisher is another piece of malware that seems to be doing quite well, unfortunately. It is a piece of spyware that lets hackers remotely control devices, something that they can use to basically increase hits at various types of nefarious websites, or possibly also use it to try to steal or take some personal information. The sad reality is that the number of folks who are finding these sorts of issues have been filing more and more complaints with the Internet Crime Complaint Center, a bureau of the FBI that basically tracks some of the different types of spyware issues or some of the things that hackers are doing out in the wild to try to collect information or try to cause problems for users. And they are having a great deal of success. These numbers are growing so that hundreds of thousands, and some people even are estimating millions of smartphones are now carrying around some of this malware, and therefore creating problems not only for the users but also for the businesses where some of these smartphones may be used. There are steps that enterprises can take. The first one is basically educating the users about some of these potential problems, so therefore they can be a little bit more careful when they use some of their systems. They really should be careful in downloading some of the free apps that they have or available in some of the different stores that are out there. In addition, encryption technology can be used that would protect some of the personal data, so that even if some of the malware products were able to collect it, they really weren't being able to make any sense out of it, since that information would be created. Downloading, when the individuals are downloading applications, they have to be very careful about what sort of permissions they use and what sort of buttons they hit in order to make sure that they're not downloading some bad types of software. And finally, a number of corporations are actually putting various types of mobile device security and management products on some of these smartphones. They have a couple of benefits. The first one is that they can basically help some of the devices avoid becoming victims of some of this malware or loading it onto the systems. And second, it helps some of the enterprises track or manage some of these devices, which in a lot of cases employees are picking up at lunchtime or the like, and then bringing into the company and starting to use. So there is some good news with these smartphones. They are making people more productive and providing them with more mobility. But unfortunately, like a lot of things, there is a downside. The downside now is that there is a growing number of malware programs that are really gaining some traction in the wild and being used by some of the hackers. So therefore, enterprises and some business users need to take some steps in order to prevent their systems from being compromised.